Alright, as you guys know, today is the Nintendo Switch 2's release date. Released at 12 a.m. At just certain places. GameStop, I believe. Walmart, Target, maybe. I know GameStop, though. But I picked this up. I think Best Buy has them, too. But I picked this up at GameStop. There wasn't, because it was later in the day, it wasn't a long line. It wasn't a long line. It was like, I went there around like 12 something. It was because the guy working there told me that it was because of the midnight launch that most people got their Switches there, so I guess it wasn't a whole lot of people coming in. I've been waiting to buy one for a while. I wouldn't say that I'm like the most excited about. Like, I am excited to have it, obviously, to add to my collection of consoles. But I wouldn't say it's the most hype I've ever had for a console, even though I started collecting. I was pretty excited when I got the Series X, even though there's not really a lot of games that are exclusive, which I still gotta get around to getting Starfield, but I'll do a video on that eventually. But anyways, let's open up the Switch 2. I just got the regular Switch 2. I didn't want to get the bundle because I like physical games. I got a whole collection. And I picked up Mario Kart World and Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. Been wanting to play Yakuza for a while now. I was going to get the PlayStation 4 or PS5 version or whatever. But I ended up getting this one because, I can take it on the go now. Which is going to be really cool. To have a huge open world adventure game to play on the go. Here is the Switch. Apparently there's some sort of protective shield already on it, but I don't know if that's true or not. Some people got their Switch 2 from GameStop. It might have been a pre-order, but I know some people got their Switches with a dent in the screen because they got their receipt stapled to the box, and it somehow got all the way through. But luckily, I just bought mine in the store, so this one just won't open. There we go. So I should probably put this protective screen on. Take a look at it. I just want to make sure I get this put on correctly. I might put it on later, but I just want to take a look at it first. And there's a dry clean wipe and some dust absorbers on it. I'm not really seeing that. It looks fine because I just opened it. So should probably put it on. Alright, which way did it go on? Yeah, I'll put it on. I'll try putting it on later because I don't want to ruin it or anything. But here are the controllers with the magnetic snapping. I haven't mentioned on the channel, but I really think they should have called it the Nintendo Snap because it just snaps into place magnetically. I do really like the sleek design of it. Because of the buttons feel really good. Plus, there's these little buttons in the back. The stand is really good on this too. It just kind of, you can push it all the way down like this. You can pull it back. The Switch, I have an original Switch, the regular Switch. I never got any of the upgrades, and I'm most likely not getting upgrades for this unless, well, actually, I probably just won't. One of the big things I like about this is that there's a charging port on the top and on the bottom. So I can stand it up like this and have it plugged in at the same time, instead of just going like this and plugging in the bottom and having it lay down. There's the C button, which is for the It's for the game chat, which I may or may not be buying Switch Online. I don't think I will. I didn't really even pay for Switch Online for the last Switch because the games I play online were like Fortnite, and that, it's free to play online. We got the Switch 2 Grip, but this one doesn't have charging port on it, which is why I bought this. So that's cool. I really wish they would have put this in here, had this with it, which would make more sense. And I thought they did, but well. This is nice because this charging port uses USB instead of just being one big connected AC adapter. The dock in here is rounded. It's a lot heavier. I remember when I saw the reveal trailer, it actually has, not only does it have an Ethernet port in it, but it also has a fan to keep the games cool, or to keep it cool when you're playing like really intense games. Probably like Yakuza and probably Legend of Zelda. Great, I'm getting dirt on this already. Oh, that's what these are for. Yeah, so I'm going to power this thing on, see if it has any power. Looks like it does. I'll open these up in a second. I will probably download one of them, and ooh, this one actually has a. Oh, I thought it had like a startup sound, but I guess it's just the main thing. When I got my last Switch, I got it 2 years after launch, and I bought it used, refurbished at a local used game store that I frequent a lot. But I guess this is just. I doubt that this music is going to play the next time I start it up, but it's cool. So I'm going to choose English. America, obviously. I already know the user license, and I know that they can basically kill your Switch if you, oh, this is the button to take it off. They'll basically brick your Switch, make it like useless. If you download a bunch of if you mod it or something, which I don't really do. I only do it with the older consoles. So I'm gonna get it paused while I set up the Wi-Fi, so we don't see it. All right, so I just got everything set up on here. I'm waiting for it to download. I do want to mention that I don't really support a lot of the things Nintendo does, like taking down, fan-made games and all that stuff. I really only buy the stuff from the company because, I just want to play games. But I do agree that Nintendo should be a lot more lenient on certain things, like Sega. I really love Sega. They're a good company. And as long as you, credit them in, videos and stuff, or in games that they make, or that fans make, they're really chill with it. I wish Sega was still in the console business, but because of PlayStation, they basically ran them out. I should probably do this. Transfer data from my Switch to this one. So, I'm going to have to pause the recording again and get back to it after that. Alright, after taking a break here to go over the Switch memory card or SD card. By the way, here's the size comparison. A lot bigger. It looks like I have to use an Express card, which I don't have a microSD Express card, so I'm going to have to get that. So I'm going to skip the system transfer. And I got to sign into an Nintendo account, so I got to pause the video again. The thing I want to mention is that the Switch can do mouse controls, which I'm really excited for. This one game, I can't remember the name of it, but it's they're like robots, and they're like in wheelchairs or whatever. They're like robot wheelchair characters, and they play basketball, and it looks really cool because they're like ramps and stuff. And initially, when I saw the video, when I saw the Switch, Switch 2 announcement back in November, December, no, I think it was earlier this year, I believe, or I thought that was just like a tech demo, like, you know, just created as like a little test to show off, you know, like the mouse, how the mouse works. But no, it's a real game, and I'm actually pretty excited for it because it looks really fun. I do like a decent amount of sports games. Like, I like the Madden ones, at least some of them. I like a lot of the hockey ones. And actually, from what I saw, Madden is actually coming back to Nintendo consoles. Last console to have Madden game was the 3DS, and I believe that was just a port. So, immediately opening this up, it has a really cool little like background. Switch 2 cartridges, from what I've seen. I watched like a video earlier today where apparently they use something different, but it still tastes bad. The cartridges taste bad, so that kids, you know, won't like chew on them and stuff, won't eat them. Because that's what they did with the last Switch. They made them taste bitter so that kids wouldn't swallow them, which is good. Don't want kids eating these tiny cartridges. Alright, so obviously I got my Mario Kart World. I almost said Minecraft. I still haven't gotten that for Switch yet. The other version. Okay, so I'm gonna update this one, but I am really excited to play this. It looked really interesting. I like the new design of Donkey Kong and redesign of. Actually, it's kind of like almost the old design. It was like the old design of Donkey Kong, but they made it like 3D. But it looks fun. This might be the time where I actually buy a online subscription, because I don't have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch. I have it for the Wii U, and I bought that for the Wii U specifically because of Nintendo Network, which is the online replacement service. So I was like, what the heck, might as well get that. Same thing with Splatoon. But for the Switch, since it's relatively cheap, I can't remember what they changed it to. I could have sworn at one point it was like $5 a month, but then they changed it to 10 or something. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I know for the regular one they did for the regular subscription they did like $20 a year. They also have the expansion packs, but I'm not going to bother with those because I already have a GameCube. I already have, N64 and Game Boy and all that. I can just play those on my own. Or I could use my Steam Deck to emulate them. So those aren't really a big deal. So I'm going to test out Mario Kart World here. And see what the opening is like. And while it's loading, I'm going to open up Yakuza, which I'm also really excited for. Like I said, I've been wanting to play this for a while, but I just haven't gotten around to buying it. And now that it's on Switch, I can probably take it places. So to be fair, I could have done that with Steam Deck, but whatever. I like physical copies. So there. And there's cartridge in here too. Nothing really cool in the background, but cartridge looks nice. And the game has started. I like the music, sounds pretty cool. Yeah, oops, I actually bumped the camera there. But looks cool. I guess it's gonna make me start driving right away. Yep, that's what I thought. Or no. Oh, there we go. I thought I was controlling it for a second. Alright. Let's, well, actually, you know what? I could just free roam, Now, I'm not necessarily good at Mario Kart, but I have, I do know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just not very good at it. With this, it controls pretty well. Oh, he can honk his horn. When Mario honks his horn, he says hi. That's pretty cool. And the drifting is pretty cool too. I know that you can go to like drive-through restaurants in here and like pick up burgers and stuff, and then it'll give you like a boost, which I think is really cool. Let's look at the stars. I also know that there's like they put the cow like from Moo Moo Meadows, which is another track. Like from Mario Kart 8, I think. I think it was probably in the Wii version as well. But that's in here. I also know that you can just collect stuff when you're traveling, which is also really cool. I just think the whole concept of this game is just really awesome. An open world racing game. And you can turn your camera all the way around to look at Mario. That's pretty cool. Not really much else to say about this, other than it's most likely going to be a very enjoyable experience to play. And looks like there's a very big map. So, I'm assuming that these are either where you unlock the characters, or they might be where you race against them. Or just both, probably. But, that's cool. I'm going to quit free roam, I'm going to open up Yakuza, and then I will end this video. But first, I'm going to add this to a group. Let me go to groups. Physical games, I gotta add that. I have groups just so I can determine, what I have and what I don't. All that. And I'm going to move this right next to, should go Pokemon Lego World, so Mario Kart goes right there. And it will also go in, let's see, we got Shooter, Battle Royale, and Online. There is Online, but it's not the main focus. No, it's not that. Fighting and Sports. I think it should go under Sport because I have other racing games under that one. Also for an ABC order, I gotta edit that one as well. Probably should have waited until I put the other one in there. So, I'm going to edit that real quick. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, and then Mario Kart World. Yeah. And then let's go to this and add it to the sports. Fighting in sports. Because I consider racing a sport. I mean, technically it is. So, once again, right there. And save. And now I will pop in Yakuza and do the same thing once it's done downloading. So I will take this out. I'm really excited to play both these games, actually. And I'm also excited to see, hopefully, that when there will be new free games on the eShop. I would definitely buy a lot more Switch games than I have for the Switch. Use this game key card, need to download data. Which, I mean, at least I have a physical cartridge. That's really what I care about. But I do think the game key card isn't going to work out well, especially whenever it might be, once the original Switch, and then this Switch eventually shut down, which will hopefully be in, hopefully won't be for a while. Maybe 15 years or more. Or depending on how this does, like, so far, I mean, it's only the first day, so it hasn't sold immensely, obviously, but there was, the pre-orders, from what I heard, it sold out within, like, the first hour back in April, and then it was, like, over 2 million, I think, over 2 million sold. for the pre-order. So, alright, once again, add and remove software. Yakuza. Once again, I'm really excited because I really like beat 'em up action games. Those are really fun. And I heard that Yakuza 0 is kind of silly. There's a lot of goofy stuff that happens in there. I do want to get, once I play this, because I'm pretty sure this is at the beginning of the timeline, I'm going to play the others and the spin-offs, of course, like the ones on the PS2, and the new Like a Dragon ones, because they renamed it to what it was in Japan. Well, I do like the name Yakuza better, but that's probably just because I'm used to it more than I am to the other one. Do that. And because, actually that stays at the end, right? No, Y before Z, so, and that's Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube, so right there actually. And then, let's see, it's not a shooter, battle royale, and online, it's not fighting sports. I don't know if it's really an RPG. I'm gonna put it under action, side-scroll, and platformer. Just for now. And when I look it up later and if it does say RPG, then sure, I'll add it to RPG. So, because I haven't, like I said, I haven't played any of the Yakuza games, so I don't know. I do know a bit about it, so. And I know some of the music is really cool, really good in the game because it takes place in the 80s. You do like dancing and stuff in there. Looks like it's 34 minutes left, so I might just... I'm probably going to just like pause for now. And, you know, well, since it's like a story game, I'm sure there's going to be an opening cutscene. So, for now, I'm just going to stop the video. And, I mean, obviously, this is really cool. I still haven't opened this yet, so I might as well open this. But when I'm done opening up this and taking a look at it, I'll be done with the review. For those people who aren't really, like, big into video games, but want, you know, want to play with the Switch or whatever, I'd say, like, if you're not, like, if you're hesitant on it, I'd say, like, probably wait on getting a Switch 2 until more games come out. For me personally, I bought it just because, you know, I want, well, for one, it'll be my first console to have on day one. And two, I have a bunch of other consoles that I already own, and I want to make sure I got it as soon as possible. And especially since I think this is technically the start of the next generation of consoles. Man, this box is starting to get open. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this, you know, since the original Switch was part of this beginning of the 9th generation, this is the beginning of the 10th generation. So, I also really like how clear the clearness on this, or transparency. But from what I found out, I hope it's not really that true because I'm not ready to get any more consoles in my collection. But apparently, in the next 2 years or so, there'll be new consoles out, which I may or may not get. I obviously won't buy them day one. I'll definitely, like I did wait with the PS5 and Series X, I waited till a lot later. This, I just kind of wanted to get it because, you know, one, it's portable, I can take it anywhere. And two, because I'm actually really excited to play some of these games. Maybe if there's, like, a really good game on the next PlayStation or the next Xbox that's exclusive, I might pick one up. Maybe. Anyway, all in all, really cool system. I like it. I might actually get online. Probably play some Splatoon 2 and 3. But really, that's about it. I'm really excited to actually own this. I'll probably be buying the DLC for certain games. Like, I assume Mario Kart has DLC. But, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I assume this video might get popular. I don't know. You know, because the Switch is out today. But, I'm really happy to have gotten it as early as I could. So, thank you for watching, and, you know, watch some other videos. Subscribe if you like the content I make, and, have a good day. See ya.